Forgot to clap.
Mason,
Yeah.
you want to hear a story?
Sure.
So there was a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And apparently, him and another guy were going to go pick up this big metal frame that had to be installed at a house so that they could put windows around this entry door. It's a huge aluminum frame. It kind of looks like an H, but the center is lifted up and it extends past the two verticals, right? So think maybe like a tic-tac-toe board minus one of the lines.
Okay.
So they're at this fabricator's shop getting ready to load it into the trailer. It's about 14 feet by 12 feet maybe. Something like that, pretty big. So the two guys are standing there. Well, the three guys are standing there. There's two guys to pick it up. One, the guy who fabricated it, is there. And it's aluminum. There's nothing in the center of it. So they're going, first guy goes, it's not going to fly out, right? Shouldn't. So we don't have, I don't think we have to strap it down. We've got a big trailer, it's 16-foot trailer, 5-6 foot walls on it. So it should be fine. Everyone's like, yeah, I think so. There's nothing for the air to catch on to. It's aluminum. So it's that tube steel or tube aluminum. So we should be fine. These guys end up leaving, taking off down the highway. They're cruising, no issues. And a semi ends up going past them. And the wind from the semi was enough that on the freeway, it created that gust. And the one guy said to the other, we just lost the frame. And it was like, what? So sure enough, they're looking in the rearview mirror, and that frame is sitting in the middle of the highway. And this is on Friday around 4. So there's a lot of people on the highway.
Yeah.
No one hit it. It didn't go through anyone's windshield. And there was construction going on the highway. So the person got out because this frame is in front of their car, flipped it over the barrier to the construction, and kept on going. The two guys who were working for the company were like, what the fuck just happened? But there's a break in this barrier for some of the construction guys, so they pull off the highway and are able to back the truck and trailer all the way down to get to this frame, load it up, strap it down, multiple straps, and then drive off to the location they were taking it to. So they're looking at this thing. It looks like there's maybe a couple bends. Some of the plates that were going to be used to anchor it into the house they're fucked up. So they're looking at this going, God damn it. So they called the fabricator, let him know, hey, here's what we did. And he's like, all right, can you guys bring it back and I can fix it? And they're like, yeah. So they came back the next day, took it in. Anyways, they didn't tell anyone about it. I think they didn't tell anyone about it right away. I forget how it started getting around. They kind of started telling some people. It eventually gets to the owners of the company. So the owners come and pull these two guys and the supervisor into a meeting and go, hey, we need to talk. And they're losing their shit because if that killed someone, the company is bankrupt from lawsuits and insurance and all that shit. And the two guys who had this experience, they've already processed, we could have just killed someone. For these guys, it's sitting with them it's been sitting with them all week. And it was hey, we are not transporting anything without a strap on it, from here on out. So they have the owners in there. They're all stressed out and trying to be hey guys, we got to do better. And the two guys are like, yeah, we know, we've already processed this, but you got to kind of let the owners have their freak out moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've got two things.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking tie it down, first of all. Like, what does it take? Less than 5 minutes of your time to tie it down? Number two, who was driving that they got passed by a fucking semi? That's on that person. So, that's on them.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to talk to these two people about it. So
I'll talk to them when I see them.
okay. You might actually see them
I know.
Saturday.
Just point them out and I'll ask them. Be like, hey, you ever lost anything on the freeway?
Yeah.
You want to hear a joke?
Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Joe?
Is it Joe Mama?
No.
Joe who?
I don't know. You tell me because that motherfucker's never here at the podcast.
He's here pretty often.
He's not here today.
He's not here today. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was that time of the month, some bad menstrual cramps, right?
It's that time of the year where it gets hot as shit, and he's been working outside all day, and it's like, dude.
There is no matter how long you live here, there's always that, like, first week or two working out in the sun where you, like, your body has to adjust.
Yeah.
And then, like, after that, you're good to work out all day in the sun.
I think
there's an adjustment period where you just get fucked in the sun.
3 or 4 years ago, we had we set the record for the most days over 110 in Arizona. Mm-hmm. And watching the installers for the window and door company, when they would walk in that day, there were some times where you could kind of tell that they were, at the end of the day, they're kind of like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
They were just about over it. And you can't blame them. It's 110 is just hot as hell.
Yeah, well, we got to 100 last couple. Well, in the high 90s.
Yeah, we need it to. What does the forecast say for the Saturday?
The only day in the next 14 days that's 100 degrees. What's Saturday?
Son of a. Well,
what is Saturday?
Saturday?
Yeah.
It's the wedding.
Nice.
Getting hitched.
Getting laid.
That too. That too.
It's going to be the shortest ceremony ever. Or not ceremony, but the, what's the after party?
Reception. No, we're going to go till 10.
That's short.
That's when they kick us out because of sound ordinance.
Yeah. Where is it so the people can come?
It is in Queen Creek.
Is it? I haven't looked up how far away it is.
You're going to be driving. Yeah.
We'll be all right. Yeah. Is there an open bar?
We were buying all the alcohol this week. So we've got...
Did you name the drinks?
No, we've got margaritas coming. Because we're doing it's going to be some a Mexican taco truck. So we're doing a lot of margaritas. We've got some Dos Equis.
Fucking white people, man.
What do you mean, white people?
Just joking.
We just basically did a Costco run. And then my fiance's like, we need 2 bottles of vodka because they can do mixed drinks with vodka. We've got...
how many people are going?
130 maybe.
That's a big wedding.
Yeah. We've got whiskey, rum, beers.
Some people will
wine.
Make drinks and
what?
Them. Wine?
What?
Why?
No. Stone Cold.
No, I don't get it.
Had a beer. What? Another beer. What?
Is that from his podcast?
Stone Cold?
Well, I know who Stone Cold Steve Austin is.
No, it's from when he was being the WWE and he's on the microphone. Yeah, it's like he goes 8 beers. What? And a Bloody Mary.
I don't remember that. I used to watch that stuff.
Oh.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
I like Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Especially in the N64 games. I used to play with him a lot.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. But
I was at my uncle's house watching pay-per-view when it was it was Sting versus, it's like a cage match versus that one wrestler who died.
The Andre the Giant?
No. Like Steve something Hart. Gosh damn it. Now I gotta Google it.
I don't watch the WWE.
It
The only
was
reason why I know about
well,
stuff,
in my heyday, it was WWF.
yeah. The only reason why I know about it is because of the Pat McAfee show.
Really?
Yeah. Like, yeah, I've seen, like, barely any of it, but...
Gosh,
They just got bought out by Endeavor for, like, $9 billion.
who did?
The WWE.
Yeah, which is like UFC bought them.
No, the company that owns UFC bought WWE as well. It's a venture capitalist group, I believe. It's Endeavor. What is it? It's Endeavor something or other, and so they bought the UFC a couple years ago, and then they bought the WWE as well.
Yeah, but it's the same company who owns UFC, right? Yeah, the companies who put the enterprise value at UFC. Yeah, because UFC and W team up. They bought them for what, 21.4 mil or something like that? No, I'm reading that wrong.
They bought the WWE for $9 billion.
Yes, that's right. But UFC has a $12 billion estimated value.
Yeah. And the UFC, I don't think, bought them. It's Endeavor. Endeavor's the parent
Yeah, the
company.
same. Well, yeah, but that's how they're putting it on social media. Nuts,
right.
But yeah.
Just because they want to. UFC, WWE sounds nice in the same sentence together.
Dana White wants the credit.
I don't think he does.
You didn't watch WWE?
No, my parents didn't have us watch that stuff. We didn't have cable.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were homeschooled. You were one of those weird guys.
Yeah, my parents, every once in a while, my dad would be like, hey, we're going to do like a month without TV.
It's probably smart.
It probably.
Kids are way better when they don't have electronics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like way better.
My parents had they put 4 posts in the ground in our backyard, and they were going to put a shade on it, but they never did. They gave us shovels and said, hey, you see that area out there? That's your digging area. So the activity that we could go do for fun was go dig in the backyard.
No wonder you work construction.
So a lot of our friends that would like to come over and dig because their parents wouldn't let them dig in their backyard. So they'd love to come over to our house because we could dig this massive hole just in our parents' backyard. The reason we had to stop was we found wires. We had it like 4 feet deep.
The only time I dug holes in backyards was when me and my buddy would find things to light on fire. We'd dig a hole. You never went through that phase? Pyro phase?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you didn't live.
So you're digging holes to find stuff to light on fire?
No, we didn't dig holes to find stuff. We were just trying to be semi-smart about it.
Yeah.
Where we dug small holes so we could light things on fire.
Oh, gotcha.
You never just lit random things on fire?
Not a lot.
No.
Not really. I always loved playing with a magnifying glass.
My first time I ever seen pornography was
here we go.
at my buddy's house. This is back in the day. VHS player. All right.
Okay.
He used this VHS player because he recorded a HBO Cinemax showing thing at night while everybody was sleeping.
Wait, your buddy did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so his mom wouldn't know.
Okay.
Yeah, and then later that day, we pressed play and watched it.
How does this relate to you burning things?
Well, it's just the same friend. Like, we did that in his backyard. We watched softcore porn.
This explains a lot, then.
Just the one time. I mean, we didn't, binge, yeah. We thought we were cool.
You still friends?
No, I don't really know what he's doing. He kind of lost touch, even though we went to the same high school, and then I just never really heard from him.
Yeah.
Liked him. I wonder what he's doing. I think he's married and has kids. I don't know. I'm old.
Apparently.
Yeah. You want to know how old I am?
Sure.
So, we went to Cody's wedding.
Yeah.
Last weekend. And so he was, this makes me, he was actually at Peoria High School when I was coaching there. And he was like, "Oh, I remember you. You were that random dude that nobody knew why you were on campus, kind of thing." Until you started coaching. I was like, "Yeah, that was me." But anyway, so he's friends with a lot of the kids that were like my first freshman basketball team.
Okay.
And when I coached JV, and obviously they're old enough to drink now. And so I took a couple shots with some of my freshman high school basketball players.
That's awesome.
Old people do that shit, dude.
Apparently.
You'll find out. You're still young.
Yeah.
I know I've asked you this before, but you guys aren't going on your honeymoon till like the next week, right?
No, we're leaving the next day.
Where you guys going?
Coronado.
What time do you have to leave?
I don't know. Whenever we want.
Oh, because you're driving.
Yeah. Why?
Just curious, how late you guys are going to be up doing it.
I don't know.
You guys excited? Have you guys talked about it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we talked about this last podcast.
Well, I don't think it was on the podcast, though.
Yeah,
I think it was private.
Oh, no. I left everything on there.
Oh, you did?
I asked, should we edit it out? And you guys were like, no, leave it in. So I was like, all right, screw it. We're going to leave it in.
Oh, yeah. Because you guys talked about the fruit
podcast.
roll-up challenge.
We're a podcast of the
Is that a go or no-go? How does
she?
she feel about the Costco-sized box of Fruit Roll-Ups for the wedding gift?
She gets really weird when we talk about sexual stuff on the podcast. She's like, "Why
did she listen?
Why did you talk about that?"
Or you just rat yourself out?
I rat myself out because I think we went to Costco, so I told her
the story.
Guess what? Or no, she was in here, and I was like, when I was editing the podcast, and I was like, we had a funny beginning to this podcast. And she was like, what'd you do?
That's what she was listening to when you were editing it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which, for anyone who watches, it's minimal edits. I put the captions in, make sure the audio's lined up with the video, and then publish it because
we're that good.
We are that good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, anything cool happen in a week?
I got moved in over the weekend.
To your apartment?
Yep.
Nice. What's that like? Never lived in an apartment before.
Really?
Mm-mm.
That's pretty cool. I like the spot that we're at. The nice part is where we're at in the complex. Like, there doesn't seem to be a ton of parking, but our unit kind of backs up to the street on the other side, and it's like an in-between road.
Mm-hmm.
So we can just tell people, hey, come park on the street, and you can walk right up the steps to our apartment and hang out rather than having to like go through the front gate and try and find parking or stuff like that. So, and then we had a lot of people give us furniture and stuff, just all kinds of stuff. So it's been nice to not have to be like, all right, we're going to pay thousands of dollars to try and furnish a place for the first time. So it was kind of dumb though, because she worked, this is not the dumb part. She worked Friday night. So it was me and Joe and my friend Forrest loaded up the stuff from my parents' place to get it moved over to the apartment. And then her mom had a table for us. Her mom lives in North Scottsdale. Oh, so drove out there and then brought that back to the apartment. My brother had a couch for us because they're turning their upstairs into a playroom. So drove out to Surprise near your house to go get that. So we were putting in miles that day. So by the end of it, we were like, all right, it's time to relax.
So do you have all the furniture that you need?
I need to pick up like plates, but that's not furniture. So
I get plates for your wedding. Did you not scan that on your registry?
My grandmother had like plates for us. She's like, hey, I've got these. Here you go. So it's like, cool.
Nice. So hold off on the sex swing for you guys
because
you don't want
to freaking get it for us.
Well, I guess you're in construction. You can patch a hole, but I don't know if that's legal.
There's also some that are, I saw them on Instagram that you can like put in a door frame.
Seems unstable.
Not from what I saw. Seemed good. Good to go.
That's pretty much softcore porn. You're not allowed to watch that.
They were closed. They were just demonstrating the positions you could get into.
Oh, okay. Did it have the ankle straps?
Yeah.
Shit got weird?
No, because they were keeping it like very PG. But it was more like, if you know, you know what to do if your partner's in that position.
Have you guys talked about butt stuff?
Yes.
Thumbs up or thumbs down? She's not going to listen.
I do want to respect her, though, because she doesn't like when we talk about stuff like this.
Enough said. So you're going to take Joe's advice and Have her slip a thumb up there, right?
Maybe not the first couple times. I gotta get my bearings first.
No, you just gotta go fucking weird right away.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah. I saw the Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Oh, how was it?
It was pretty good. I think it's one of the better Marvel movies they've put out in a while, but I still felt like it was a little clunky. I think they could have sharpened the story and characters a little bit. And
Yeah, Marvel does a good job of, the second and third ones aren't like god awful compared to the first ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
They do a decent job compared to everybody else, which is always god awful.
Yes.
Except for the Maverick. Or not
For
Top
being
Gun.
a sequel that is like, what, 34
Yeah, that
years
was
later?
badass.
That was pretty good.
They should remake more movies like that where, like, since the CGI is so much more enhanced, you can make everything way cooler.
Dude, they're making another Transformers.
Dude, we're doing a freaking team appreciation event and everybody voted for the Indiana Jones over the Transformers movie. Do you not like the Transformers?
I watched the Transformers the last night or whatever when it came out.
Is that the one with Wahlberg?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
And I just feel like at that point they were overplaying it, and there was a lot of "I am Optimus Prime," and it's like supposed to be some impactful something, and it's just like,
Yeah,
dude,
but that's
this seems
like the
dumb.
original one where, like, it's how it started. You saw that
The
so
94.
late. You saw that so late, like the I am Optimus Prime, like.
What are you talking about?
Because how old's that movie?
I watched it in theaters.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
you didn't like it in theaters?
No. I do like a good story with a movie.
Yeah, but
Unless I know it going in, like, this is going to be... So, the movie I'm super excited about right now,
Indiana Jones?
Fast 10.
How are you excited about that?
Because...
Didn't we have this conversation, but it was off air?
Possibly.
The Fast and Furious? It's not
Yeah.
even about cars.
It's about family, dude.
That's bullshit.
It's not. It's what it's about.
Storyline. Don't give me shit about you like storylines if you're excited about that.
Unless,
not saying I'm not going to watch it.
Unless I know going in, like... I just wanted a little something out of Transformers, because they were trying to make it like there was something there. And it was just like, eh.
The new one looks sick. It's like the animal beast morphers.
Yeah.
I like weird shit like that. It's sci-fi.
Have you seen the trailer for Oppenheimer?
What the fuck is that?
The guy who led the project for the nuclear bomb.
Mm-mm.
You gotta check that out.
Mm.
Did you watch Peaky Blinders?
No. I couldn't get into it. I've been trying. I just can't get into it.
Never watched it, but the guy who's the lead actor in Peaky Blinders
Who's in that?
is an Oppenheimer, yeah.
See, I watch
They
like
have,
sci-fi shit. Like, have you seen Silo just came out on Apple Plus?
Mm-mm. Is it a movie?
No, it's like a TV show, but they only have like the first 2 episodes.
Oh,
It's about like
like
like I'm really big into like the fucking like the end of the world shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like there's this huge silo deep underground, and apparently there's some nuclear war, so you can't go outside. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff.
I've got a friend who he picked 2 terrible movies. One of them was called Dirt, and then I forget what the other one was. And
Oh, Dirt, that's the one on Netflix, isn't it?
I don't know, is it where 2 guys find this huge chunk of gold?
Maybe, I don't know. I didn't see it.
It's terrible. Don't watch it.
I heard, have you seen Cocaine Bear?
No, I just saw the trailers for it.
Yeah. I heard it was pretty funny.
I thought I heard some people saying like the same
I was
thing.
like, this is a true story. I was like, dude, you know how loose of a term that is? True story?
There's a bear that ate a ton of cocaine, went crazy, and then died of a heart attack. That's, I'm pretty sure, the true story.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. But, yeah.
Yeah, but I heard it's pretty funny. I haven't watched it yet. It's on Peacock.
Which I feel like if you know going in, like, hey, this is going to be just ass backwards, stupid, then it can be funny. Which, that's what they're going for. They're not trying to say, this is a serious movie or we're going to try and have a good story.
They still have like a storyline, but they just make it funny.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a comedy. So,
Yeah.
but I do want to see that Oppenheimer movie just because I know a little bit about what happened with the Manhattan Project and all the stuff that like kind of they cobbled together to get that thing done, and how they like built a town overnight and all this stuff. So I feel like it'd be cool to see, and then also kind of what their thoughts were on what the bomb was going to be and how it like superseded it.
You like history stuff like that?
Yeah, I like a lot of nonfiction.
Not my movies. Nonfiction means not real, right?
No, fiction's fake.
Fiction's fake.
Yep.
So it means not
Nonfiction's
fake.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, nonfiction means like it's real.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I like my books like that, but not my movies.
Yeah. I love like documentaries about.
Do you read
things.
fictional books?
No, I haven't read a fiction book in a long time.
I've never read one.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well,
like
maybe
even in
technically.
school or high school or something.
Well, like the first book I ever read front to back, and also the only book I read in high school just in school in general was Where the Red Fern Grows, and that's because we read it every single day in class. Was that a true story or is that a fake story?
That's a fake story.
Okay, well
But
that was the only one.
tears your freaking heart out. We read, so I think it was 5th grade. We read Old Yeller, Sounder, Where the Red Fern Grows, Bridge to Terabithia. Maybe another book in there. Moral of the story: the dog or one of the characters that you love dies in every single one of those books.
You know what the saddest dog movie is?
What?
What's your saddest dog movie?
I don't watch that. Dog
Marley
movies.
and Me.
Yeah,
Cried.
I don't watch them because if there's a dog in a movie, they're gonna die.
Yeah.
John Wick, dog dies.
I don't like watching. Yeah, I don't like watching that. Spoiler alert, dude.
It's not a spoiler alert. It's right at the beginning.
Also, I hate watching the like on social media, what do you call it? When the military like parents come home with the kids, like surprise them. It's too emotional. I can't watch it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not saying it's like, yeah. I don't watch it because it's too emotional.
Just because you think about your kids or something?
I don't know why. It just is. I'm a big softie when it comes to that stuff.
No.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. What grade Red Fern Grows? I was like 5th grade. So from then, I didn't read my own book. I wasn't a big reader because I don't think I was smart enough back then to read a book. I wasn't until I was 25 when I read my own book. Like, actually read it.
Dang. I don't really read books anymore. I'll listen to them. I fall asleep if I read.
I do both. I read a book, yeah. I read for like 10 minutes every morning.
8th grade through senior year of high school, the amount of books that we had to read was stupid.
Yeah.
Like my parents, my mom's an English teacher, my dad is a professor at a college, so it's not like we're just in our underwear around a table. And the people that we were dealing with, so like these are the people who are teaching us. They love to read. The amount of books that they have, like I moved out and they're planning on putting like 4 to 5 bookcases in the room that I was staying in.
I get it. It looks cool. Plus, it feels cool.
No.
You have all these books and you're like,
not
yeah,
that
I
it
read
just
them all.
looks cool, but like
They read them all.
yeah. So they were like, hey, you need to read this book and this book and this book. And so by the end of high school, I like can't read. I'll read a couple pages and I'm like,
yeah, it's a good way to make yourself fall asleep if you're struggling.
Yeah. I never struggle though.
Did you ever watch the Mockingjay? What are those called?
Hunger Games?
The Hunger Games movies?
Yeah, I actually finished up that series with the fiance this year.
You watched them?
Mm-hmm.
When I was doing my working at the funeral home with the cemetery, that's when I really started going doing audiobooks.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I had like a free one, and the free one was like the first Mockingjay, the Hunger Games ones.
Oh,
and
really?
I listened to it, and at that point I understood why people enjoy to read the books rather than watch the shows because they're significantly better. There's just so much more detail.
Yeah.
Which I get when you're making a movie. There's only so much detail you can get in
Yeah.
there. Take this card from me.
Yeah. In case we need to charter a jet, I've got the hookup. Meet those people at Jason's Deli.
Where's there a Jason's Deli?
There's one at Metro Center and
Is
then
there?
one in Scottsdale.
Oh, they took one by Arrowhead Mall.
I
used to
know.
go there all the time.
Dude.
It was so good.
I've got like a system when I go to Jason's Deli for lunch. You order, get an ice cream cone. By the time you're about done with the ice cream cone, the food lands at your table. Eat the food, go grab one more ice cream cone as you walk out.
Speaking of ice cream cones, do you ever go to Dairy Queen for ice cream?
All the time.
Dude, first of all, fuck you, Dairy Queen. They got rid of the butterscotch dip cones.
Oh.
They don't do butterscotch anymore.
No one cares. It's all about
It
the
was
blizzards.
so good. No, it's so
all
phenomenal.
about the blizzards.
Okay, but they recently came out the churro flavored. It's delicious. You should try it.
Yeah.
You get dip cone. It's like a caramel dip, and then they've got like cinnamon sugar on it. So
Yeah.
good.
My favorite thing from Dairy Queen is their chocolate extreme blizzard. And
It's too much chocolate.
dude, I
Next.
love it.
Next. The mint Oreo one.
What is it? Dryers, I think, has an ice cream that reminds me of chocolate extreme. So tried it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is pretty dope. This is probably like my second favorite ice cream. And went back to go get another one.
Same
like
day?
a week later.
Oh, okay.
And the price had jumped like $2, and they were trying to pretend like it was on sale. I'm like, you bastards.
I want ice cream now.
Yeah. Dude, I'm not a big sweets guy. I love ice cream.
Yeah, I've always liked ice cream.
Cookies,
Even at-
candy.
Like birthday cakes, everybody was like, no.
Yeah.
Like, ever since I was little, I never had birthday cakes because I
Yeah.
wanted ice cream. Scoop of ice cream.
Yeah.
Rainbow sherbet.
Speaking of cakes,
You about to beat some up on Saturday.
we were going to order the cakes for the wedding.
Oh, yeah?
And so we've got like sheet cakes that we're ordering from Costco. But the fiance wanted a 2-tiered cake for us to cut. And for that whole, like, I don't know, the cake cutting part of the reception. And they didn't have what we wanted at Costco. And we were being told, oh, they've got one at Sam's Club. And I'm like, well, we don't have a Sam's Club card. So, and she's been stressed out with the wedding.
Yeah.
Kind of get it. But I was like, I can just make the 2-tiered cake. And she's like, no, you can't. I'm like, oh, really?
Are you a baker?
My grandmother was a cake maker. Like, that was her profession.
I don't think they're called cake makers. Like a baker?
No, she did exclusively cakes. So, like,
She does
it was
weird
wedding cakes, birthday cakes, and she would have, like, photo albums to show, like, hey, do you want this kind? We can kind of do a blend of this kind of style with the decorations with this. Like, so she was all about it. She would be delivering cakes on the weekends to weddings, stuff like that. So sometimes she would show us how to decorate cakes. Like, sometimes the church, like, for the VBS stuff, she volunteered, like, teach a class, and it'd be, like, cake decorating because she was really good at it and did everything by word of mouth for her business. And I would go to the classes and be like, oh, like, there's going to be frosting. So but you learn how to do it. So my fiance is like, you can't do it. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. I'm like, I'm going to make it. You can get whatever cake you want for the cutting, but I'm going to bring another one.
You
And
should have just made her one. Test drove it.
No. I told her, I'm going to make a cake, and she's not allowed to see it until the wedding when we pull it out.
Did your grandma ever make a penis cake?
I don't believe so.
She might have though, and just not told you.
She may have.
That's a big thing. I've seen a lot of videos for like grandparents where like, oh, it's his 60th, 70th, 80th birthday, and it's like a big old ass or a big old pair of titties. It's hilarious.
Yeah. So
That's what I should get you guys.
tomorrow and Wednesday, I'm going over to my grandmother's house and we're baking this cake.
You know what I should send you guys? I should order you. Have you ever seen this? I should order you guys a bag of dicks.
Oh, like the gummy dicks?
They're gummies or chocolates. It's just a big old bag full of them.
Yeah.
I'll make you send me a video of you eating one.
Yeah. Did you do anything this weekend?
No. Oh, took the boys. We went to Fat Cats.
What's that?
It is like it's in Surprise. It's right off like the 303 in Waddell.
Okay.
But it's this big old, it's got like a cinema in there. It's got bowling, an arcade.
Okay, yeah.
And like a
Is
mini
it
golf.
like a Dave and Buster's almost?
Yeah, but they have bigger things. Like they got it's like a half of it's a movie theater.
Yeah.
Like they had Gardens of the Galaxy. They only have like 6 movies that play. But yeah, then they have like a glow in the dark, goofy golf putt area, arcade, and then like 20 bowling lanes.
That's pretty dope.
So we took them there. That was pretty fun. That was a cool little place. They had a bar there too, so if you were drinking, you could do that. My oldest loves cheeseburgers, but he's very picky. And he was eating this, and he was like, "This is better than Culver's." And that's like his number one spot.
Really?
Yeah, he picked Fat Cats over that.
There we go.
Yeah, not a bad place.
Dad and hard that over the weekend, huh?
Yeah, dude, we were there for about 4 hours.
Oh my gosh.
We did everything except for putt-putt. Because I talked him into, we'll go back later because we ran out of time. I was done with that place.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah. That's what I did.
Cool.
Oh, I played golf on Sunday.
Yeah.
Shot my best round yet.
Yeah?
83.
Nice.
Felt good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I won like $80.
There you go.
Because my handicap is at like a 19. But it's going down. Because in the last 3 times I played golf, I've shot 3 times in a row at 83.
There you go.
Feels good.
Nice.
But yeah, that's all I did.
Nice. All right, should we get this thing going?
If we have to.
Probably. Your flashlight's on. Yep, give me that light. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sledgehammers in the Office podcast, where we celebrate the heavy hitters on the job site and in the office. Today I'm joined by MasonOxendale. What are we drinking?
It's almost already drank, but it's just a little bit of flavored water per usual in my Phoenix Suns cup, since they tied the series up 2-2.
Yeah. Are they winning? I feel like the Phoenix Suns...
They tied the series up 2-2.
I feel like the Suns are the team that's like, we're good, we're in the playoffs, and then we're not able to finish.
That's not true.
For the last 3 years, hasn't that been like...
Well, yeah, but it's also been 20 years since we've been to the playoffs before that. And 3 years ago, we went to the finals.
That's what I'm
last
saying.
year. 2 years ago, we went to the finals. Last year...
We're in the conference, something.
Didn't even make it to the conference because we got smacked by Dallas. And then we traded everybody this year to get Kevin Durant.
Yeah. We better win.
We've got a year. They traded everything. They built a team around. Anyways, this isn't nonsense. We can talk about that next week.
I've got the Shamrock Farms chocolate milk, whole milk, because that one's always the best. All right, let's do our obligatory numbers and all that good stuff. So this is going to be to give you guys a picture of what the real estate market and some of the building materials look like for the Phoenix area. If you guys are outside of that, hopefully this gives you kind of a general idea of what we're looking at. Active inventory. These are going to be the houses that are actively for sale, are currently 8,930. That is down 1,311. We've seen that number steadily drop. I was talking to Mason about this before the podcast, that this is right about our 6-month mark. We're going to be off next week because I'm going to be on the honeymoon doing married couple things. But that would be our 6-month mark for the podcast. And when we started, we had an active inventory of about 16,000 homes on the market. I believe we were closing in a 30-day period under 5,000. Right now, we've closed 5,731. That's up 270 from a month ago. So that numbers continued to rise. The active numbers continue to go down. Interest rate is 6.65%. That is up 0.15%. Not too bad, but still trending up. 2x4s, 3.25. Plywood has just about doubled and is at 26.65 half-inch copper pipe. That was up, I believe, from just about a month ago now. Tried to look into why the plywood price jumped and didn't have a definitive answer on that. I know that one, the plywood seems to have the most variation, and I'm not exactly sure why, if it has to do with time of the year, stuff like that, but I tried to take a quick look and got zero answers on that. So anything you want to throw out on the numbers that we just put out there before we move on?
No, same old, same old.
Cool.
You hate it when I say it. People are buying. Interest rates suck. Fucking trust me, I know.
I don't hate it. I agree with you. To me, it's just...
No, I hate interest rates right now. Yeah.
I thought you were saying I hate it. But
No, just mean general.
yeah. Which, to me, it's always interesting. People are like, oh, yeah, there's nothing out there to buy, or houses aren't selling. And it's like, actually, there's stuff out there, and houses are selling regardless of the interest rate.
Yeah,
and it's
people
freaking
are
nuts.
still buying.
Yep. All right. Well, since Joe's not here, I wanted to kind of walk us through a building process, and this one is kind of interesting because it came up with one of the clients that we've got currently, or one of the general contractors currently that I'm leading a project on. We're doing a hall bath remodel and master bedroom remodel, and for the hall bathroom, we were doing a zero depth shower. So for most showers, you're going to have a bit of a step into it, some kind of curb if it's a pre-built, or
My bad.
or if it's a custom. But usually you'll have like that 4 to 6 inch step that you're stepping into the shower, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if you're doing that zero depth edge, it's basically like you just go from, you could drag your feet, kind of shuffle into the shower, and there's no curb for you to step over. And you can either close the door behind you if there's a shower curtain, whatever, and you're good to go. So the way that we do that is if it's a remodel, we will come in and saw cut the concrete, jackhammer it all out to the dirt so that the plumbers can move the drain to the appropriate height, all that good stuff, and they will re-slope, the tile guys will re-slope the whole thing that we've jackhammered out so that when the water does fall on the ground, it will head towards the drain. So it was interesting as far as we've done these a lot. This is a common practice. This is something a lot of people are doing. A lot of more luxury homes are going to the zero depth showers because they look cool. They have an awesome function. If it's in like Sun City, which has a lot of retired people, it's nice because you have no step for people to go over. But the client was concerned that isn't the water going to be able to get out? And we were like, no, you're going to have a shower door there. It's going to have a sweep on the bottom. Like, you shouldn't have any more water getting out than when you're kind of usually stepping out of the shower, which they were having an issue with one of their showers kind of filling up while they're taking a shower in there. So that's what their expectation was of the shower that we were building. But anyways, so when we demo that out, reslope the shower, it's going to be then putting in concrete board. The reason why we do that is because it's not going to deteriorate like normal drywall would if water gets to it. But on top of the concrete board, we're going to do waterproof membrane, thin set, then tile, and grout everything in. So the amount of waterproofing that goes into everything is crazy. So before all that happens, though, we've got, it's almost like everything has to happen twice. So we're going to demo everything out. The plumber's going to come in. We're going to set some blocking for the shower glass guy. We're going to then start building the shower. So like I said, concrete board, waterproofing, set the tile, all that good stuff. Now the plumber gets to come back, put all the fixtures in that we want, and then the glass guy gets to measure. He'll be back in probably like 5 weeks to set all the glass. It needs to be measured after it's done because they can put variations in that glass of like a 1/16 of an inch if there's any variation in the wall. So, but at that point, it's done. So if it's done correctly, you can get it done within a couple weeks as far as like...
Everything but the glass.
Yeah. And you're just waiting on that. But The cool thing is, too, it doesn't get super complicated if you want to do like a handheld, if you want to do body sprayers, if you want to do all kinds of stuff like that. But
The rainfall. I like that one.
yeah, the one that we're doing right now, it's going to have a rain head, so it's going to stick out over the shower, and then it has a handheld directly like in front of you as well. So you've got two of them where it's like you could have the handheld like spraying your body and then disconnect it and spray yourself off, but you've got the rain head right above.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Big time.
yeah. Which, there's a cost to it, but it
It
does,
sounds like it.
it looks really nice. And the variation that you can get with it is going to be, there's, with so many tile selections out there, the grout selections and all the stuff that you can do with it, it's going to look a lot better than doing like a prefabricated. But at the same time, the prefabricated comes at a lower price point. So depending on where people are shopping with all of that, you can't blame them too much all the time.
How expensive was that?
For that job,
Yeah.
because we're doing the hall bath. So when I say we're doing the hall bath, we tore everything out of it. We're doing some stuff in the master bedroom with the floors, trim work, building some built-in furniture pieces, stuff like that. There are some change orders that need to happen based on some of the other work that we've done to the space, but we're looking at 60.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Should be nice though.
Yeah. I had to rework almost all the electrical in the bathroom because the people had done it incorrectly before.
What did they do wrong?
So you know how you're supposed to have them like in the plastic junction boxes?
Mm-hmm.
They had cut the wires, wire nutted them together, which are those plastic wire nuts that hold those wires together, and just electrical taped around it. In one run of wire, the one that was coming from the panel to the bathroom, there were 3 cuts and just electrical tape in it. Each one of those is a violation of code. That was on one wire. Every other wire had 2.
Did you have to rerun the wire?
Yeah, essentially I had to rerun the wire and get the stuff that was existing into a junction box because it also tied into other parts of the house.
So they just had it sitting behind the wall and then just put a faceplate on it?
No, they buried that behind drywall.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep. So, like, there's houses that'll be like that, and they're like that for decades, and nothing happens because you can, like, essentially seal those things together, but that's not how it's supposed to be. That's not code, and if there's insulation in there or anything like that, it can get dangerous.
Yeah, light your house on fire.
Yeah. Electrical code is one of the things that seems to move, that has the most added to it, because that's the thing that has the most changing, just with all the things that we're figuring out for, hey, we can do this with an electrical fixture, or we could change this with going to like a low volt, stuff like that. So you've got so much electricity running through a house, along with things in regards to wet areas, whether that be outside or in bathrooms or kitchens, stuff like that. So
Nice.
yeah, fun stuff.
Have you ever installed one of those bathroom fans that have a light on it, but they also like play music?
Like the exhaust fan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just we installed one for this bathroom. It didn't
Is it
have,
cool?
It didn't have the other functions. We've done one with the Bluetooth speaker in it.
How is it?
It's cool, but the one we did, it seemed a little inconvenient because it kind of makes you connect to it every time that you go in there. So it's not like it just reconnects, which is kind of good because you don't want it like if your kid goes in there and takes a shower and it's his phone connected to it, you don't want it just connecting to his phone and you're listening to whatever TV show or game that he's playing as your...
Yeah, that's true, but that'd still be annoying.
Yeah. So so this is one of the cool things. They have these can lights with what I call the night light function. So if you flip the switch back and forth really quickly, instead of the light being on, around the rim of the light, it'll have this amber glow to it.
Ooh.
So you can, like, if you're up in the night, you need to use the restroom, you don't want to turn all the lights on and kind of take yourself all the way out of sleep. Turn the night light function on. You can do your thing and go back to bed.
I was looking at those when I was in the old house because I had to replace the fan.
Yeah.
But it just seemed too expensive to do it.
Really? These weren't that expensive.
The ones I saw were like a couple $100.
No. If you have can lights, you could switch these out for $20.
Oh, not the can lights. I was talking about the exhaust fan.
Oh.
Yeah, part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think some of them are like 200.
Yeah, it's still too expensive for an exhaust fan.
Yeah. Which, to me, I would personally. I know that some people are like, "Oh, we want something crazy in the exhaust fan." I'm like, "Look, if you want this Bluetooth speaker or something, just bring a Bluetooth speaker in the bathroom with you. Like that way, you know what you're connecting to. It's not going to be connecting to someone else's, or you're going to have to like just keep it simple. Buy a cheap mini speaker off of Amazon or something.
Yeah, they come real. They make shower speakers, literally.
Yeah. So, you're good to go.
Sweet.
Yeah. So, we're trying to get that project wrapped up. It'll be wrapped up while I'm gone, but I've got to get it basically ready to hand off by the end of the week. So.
Hell yeah.
You got anything for us on the real estate side?
Not really. I mean, I figured we could talk about some new builds just because they're going up everywhere. And of course, 2020, they weren't paying out realtor fees, but now they come crawling back because they want people to buy them. But just wanted to touch on kind of like,
please, sir, can I have a buyer?
Yeah, people get so weirded out with like having a real estate agent, especially with new builds. It's like, oh well, why I can just talk to them. Why do I need a real estate agent? Like, first of all, as a buyer, you don't pay the real estate agent anything. And when you go into a new build, the guy representing you, he doesn't represent you. He works for the builder. So they're going to they're not saying they're going to do anything grimy and stuff, but they're not looking out for you, And not a lot of, you want to make sure you ask the right questions, find out incentives.
Well, what about even just know your options, right? As far as like the closing date, can things be changed? Like,
yeah, what can and cannot be changed,
right.
Exactly.
Because I know that there's situations I go into that if I don't know a lot about the sales process, and I'm kind of just like, okay, sure.
Yeah, well, like just even like small things which people don't realize, like the setback of your house. There is a certain distance it has to be away from the sidewalk and stuff per city regulations and stuff. But like a lot of the times, because you have to sign off on it when it comes, which is a part of a lot of the documents that you sign. But like they'll push it back as far as they want because they want to make the outside of the community, especially when it has HOA, the community to look better. But when they do that, they're taking away a lot of your backyard, which in the model homes is what they're advertising to you. So you can, you can adjust those. You can bring it up as far, like they can't tell you no. It's just what this, as long as it's within the city limits.
Really?
Yeah. Did you not know that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. You can do, I mean, I don't know what every city's different, but you can,
Right, yeah, but to your point, as far as the HOA or the office is going to prefer, like, hey, like,
they're just be like, hey, this is where your house is, here you go, because this is what, you didn't know you have little options like that, yeah. Plus incentives, and even right now, too, like, the agent, when you go walk into a new build and they're like, oh, hey, we have this spec home, which a spec home is, a home that's already pre-built. They just need somebody to buy it. Mm-hmm. So with those homes, you can't pick out anything. You're stuck with whatever flooring, but still, it's a lot nicer than some of these resale homes.
Yep.
But a lot of these spec, they have it listed at whatever they want to sell it at. Mm-hmm. But those agents know kind of like the minimum number that they can sell that spec home for. But if you don't know to ask the question, like I've had, there's a couple of people I work with where they've gotten, two of their clients got spec homes for $50,000 off because they're trying to.
Yeah.
People just have that mindset with new builds, like, oh, this is the price, because this is what they had to pay for it. They're not willing to budget at all. Well, that's not true when it comes to certain homes. Now, if you're trying to negotiate and barter, go back and forth with starting from scratch, you're probably not going to have a lot of luck.
There's only so much give and take.
Yes, exactly. But it's always nice to have somebody on your side with, when you're doing that process. Plus, most people, like what I would do, usually when I get somebody to buy new builds, I will, one of the home warranty companies, home warranties, hit or miss, whatever. But, one of the ones that we work with, they offer a 5-year home warranty when you buy a new build. And that's just something that it's, it costs just as much as a 1-year home warranty on a resale one. Same price, but you get 5 years because the likelihood of you having something wrong with it. But then again, you hear those stories where the AC unit goes out a year later. Or even, what worse, 1 year, 1 month later after the 1 year goes out. So it's really a 1-year manufacturer home builder warranty and then 4 years with the company.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say in regards to like having an agent too, you're able to provide hey, here's what the steps are going to look like. And obviously, they're going to try and do that on their side, but you get to create that personal touch and provide expectations, be that person for them to check in with the entire time.
Exactly. Yeah, they're not that communicative either. By the way,
it's how many files do they have open? They have how many lots that they're trying to sell, how many people. So it's like, no, like we're not trying to talk shit about these people. It's more just if we've got hundreds of people, I'm going to have people that slip through the cracks. Oh, yeah. I'm going to do my absolute best, but, like, that's reality.
And that's a very nice way of putting that. I've had a lot of bad experience with salesmen in new build communities. They really don't know a lot. I don't know. For some reason, it's just like if you're not very good, you go over there. I'm sorry if you're listening, hurt somebody's feelings, but suck it up.
Out of was it 17 of you last week?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Exactly. Yeah. Plus, it's also nice. A lot of clients, plus a lot of people in general. You always have those people that they like to pick fights. Or they like to yell at the people. They're not doing anything. But majority of people, they're like, they have no problem telling you, like, what is this? Go find out. And then, like, so you have somebody to go to the other salesperson and yell at them or ask questions. Be like, why is this happening? What is this? Plus, there's also, you're putting bigger down payments down with the new build homes to hold your spot. You might be in, 10, 20, 30 grand, but there's certain deadlines which, unless you ask and then they have to actually respond with the correct date, there are ways to get out of those if you wanted to back out of the deal and such without losing your 20 grand, which they're not going to tell you. Some people think they're just stuck, which not always.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's free service.
To the point that you said earlier, it's like if someone brings you in to help them buy a new build, it's if you're already like halfway through the process, they can't bring you in because they most likely had you sign a document already. So it's like you're saying, just grab the agent that you trust up front. And obviously, we're saying Mason, but it's going to be like, just grab Mason, have him go with you to that community and be like, hey, I'm going to represent you. I'm going to take care of you. You don't pay. He's going to watch out for you. That's it. Yeah.
And if it's me, you call me. I love looking at new build homes. I've gone out to Queen Creek to do it. He
lives on the other side of the valley.
Yeah. Yeah. Just call your agent and be like, hey, I'm going to look at these new builds over here on this day. And then I guarantee you, your agent's going to be like, you don't change for your agent. Find anybody. If you have a cousin,
no.
If you've got
Fuck your cousin.
What I'm saying is that somebody is better than nobody, just because all the paperwork's done on the builder side. Everybody. Yes, correct. But all the paperwork's done on the builder side. All builders have different types of paperwork. So even when I get them, I have to freaking read through them to realize what the hell they're trying to say.
Right.
So it's always nice to have a third eye, second eye on it.
Yeah.
But take care of yourself. Don't think that, I don't need one. But like, why not? It's free.
Yeah.
Plus most of the time, because the builders do a lot of the paperwork, you usually get a little bit better of a closing gift when you get a new build and use a real estate agent.
Yeah.
Yes. Tell me if I'm wrong, but didn't you buy somebody like a 55-inch TV for their closing gift? Because it was sitting in your office for a minute.
Wasn't it? It was 65.
Okay, 65.
It was 65. Oh yeah, so that's a funny story. Okay, yeah. So anyways, there's this guy that Joe and I were working in his house last year, and he was telling us that his son worked for a company that ended up getting scammed, unfortunately. His son worked for a company that they do a lot of touchscreen products for companies, and they do a lot of it for medical devices in hospitals. Well, this company reached out to him saying, hey, we would like, it was like 1,000 TVs switched to be touchscreen smart TVs, and I think it was like for a school or whatever that they were trying to do. So the company bought, I think it was 85, 75, 65s, and they had 1,000. They were essentially buying 1,000 of them. They got a third of them done and shipped out to this company before they realized they weren't getting paid and found out this was a complete scam. So they needed to liquidate the rest of the inventory that they had. I was able to get the last or second to last TV that they had, and it was a 65-inch TV. I was able to buy it at a humongous discount because they just needed to kind of clear it from their books, and I was able to give it to one of my clients.
Yeah, and make you look like a badass.
Oh, yeah. Which, going back to the new builds thing real quickly. So when you're going through new builds, so a spec home is going to be, it's been built to builder specifications, right? So if I'm the builder and I'm building a spec home, I build a house, I'm trying to make it beautiful with certain finishes that I think most people are going to enjoy, or a niche part of the market is going to enjoy and pay possibly a premium for, right? And so all my specifications have been put into it. But if I am the builder of a big community, usually we're going to give the buyer some options. Usually it's going to be like, okay, what layout do you want to put on your lot? And then there's certain packages that you can upgrade. Do you want more can lights? Do you want some fans? Do you want your, what color do you want your faucets and doorknobs and things like that? There's still not a ton of variation in what you get. So this ties back into the shower thing on my end quite a bit, because there are some communities that have the zero depth shower or something a little fancier with glass and stuff like that. But it's not always custom, because what I was talking about in the custom, like I didn't get into all like the options, because it becomes so customizable that it's almost like, hey, like let me sit down with you and walk you through what you can do. So for the people who are getting a new build, even if you're going to say, hey, let's get all the vanilla finishes, live here for a year, maybe save some money, and then call in someone like myself or a different builder to say, hey, it's a beautiful house. We love it. Layout's perfect. The one thing we would love to change is maybe something in the kitchen, maybe something that we want to do in the master bathroom that we want to go through and really make it custom. You can always do that and have us come in on the backside. So it's one of those things where a community builder they've got certain packages for you, but if you want, have someone like us come in and really trick it out for you.
Yeah, especially with the interest rates right now, the less you wrap into your mortgage, the better. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of these builds too, like the finishes, as far as like they're either like you get a pick, this is free, this comes with the price of the home, like quartz, or some type of generic granite. Your cabinets are usually like the shaker model. You get a pick from 3 or 4 different colors. Same thing with the tile. You usually don't get the wood plank tile, but you get the larger square ones and stuff like that. But that's all comes, you've already paid for it. There's not extra added to your bill. So especially with the interest rates, the less you can add on, the better.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'd say that you would want to splurge on would be anything structural. As far as, changing a room, adding a room, the 2-car garage versus 3-car garage. To
a living area.
All that kind of stuff. Now, this would be a good question. Because a lot of the builders now, you can get the normal sliding glass door, or you can get, the French doors, or, they charge a little bit more, but you can get like the double wall-to-wall sliding glass doors. Now, for somebody that wants that option, like, because that's kind of, they frame that more structural, that's something you have to pick out in the beginning. Is that something, your opinion, that if you're going to pay to get it done because of the tear down and everything, might be, easier / a little bit less more expensive just to go with that, what the builder does? I know you can't make it, because I know you're super customized and stuff, but like, because, you usually can't get the floor to wall custom ones, but that's going to be expensive no matter what.
Which, and I'd say the stereotypical answer, it's situational. But it depends on the price point that you're looking at for the doors, right? Because working for a window and door company, I can tell you, hey, there's a big difference between doors that are thermally broken and doors that are just normal aluminum doors. Does that mean anything to anyone else? Probably not until I explain it to you. Does that matter right now? No. So if you're someone who does care a lot about the details, then it might be something where it's like, hey, let's have a conversation. And also depending on the price point, like I would love to kind of see some of the packages that they're offering for that.
I think our house, it was like an extra $2,500
to do an upgraded door.
Yeah, to do the double sliding glass door. Was that a little too much?
No, that seems probably right on. So the prices for those, like I probably am not going to say, oh, that's too much. We can definitely do it a lot cheaper. So, and size wise for a lot of the structure, it's unless you're looking to go larger than the door that they're providing. If you want us to just pop out what you have and put something new in, it's not too bad.
Gotcha, yeah. So somebody who's just looking to get the bare minimum and just get structural stuff done. So unless you're looking to get a larger door, like taller and even open up slider even more, then it might be, obviously as long as the price is good, like it might be just, if that's the door that you want, just get it done.
And sometimes builders aren't going to have that option
Exactly,
either.
Yeah.
So it might be a thing of it's like, hey, get the cheapest, most generic door, because if you know that you're calling someone like us out to say, hey, we need you to reframe this. Like I've got someone, they should be closing on a house in 2 days, so I need to reach out to them. But they want to take out like a fireplace and put in a brand new aluminum door. So that's going to be us reworking the structure of the house.
Yeah.
But that's a resale. So,
exactly, with the new build. But yeah, that's especially right now, this day and age with the interest rates. If you can survive, even if you already have the money too, like just get the bare minimum and then get somebody like you guys in there when you close and just expect not to move in for another month, 2 months.
And depending on the project, like a lot of times if it's doors, if we're not doing a full reframe on things, and even if we are doing some structural stuff, we can do a pretty quick turnaround on that as far as we can yank a door and have it back in a day, have some of our guys out there within the next week to start putting finishes together. So even if it's like, hey, we're going to be closing this day, can you get in pretty quick and you guys are moving in doing your thing, we try and control a lot of the mess, so we're going to contain the dust, stuff like that. So
and going back to your shower thing too, what I noticed with having a realtor go with you, especially somebody that's done, like I feel like I've been through so many, I feel pretty good about asking questions and looking for things, especially because I also bought one myself. But a lot of times what they'll do, obviously like they put the accent walls in, which you can't get. But I've also noticed, I was actually thinking about it because they did it in the model home in our community, they put the 0 grade in there. But if you don't, like, oh, you can get upgraded showers. That's what they're showing you. But what they don't tell you is that, like, they don't offer a 0 grade entry shower when you go to the design center. Yeah, there's some things like that they don't offer. And then if they do offer it, it's a fucking, like, even I had a pretty cool design guy, and he was just like, he was pretty cool. He was just like, dude, like, this is probably overpriced for this. This is probably too much for this. It's cool to get somebody like that, but it's just like, and if they do offer it, it's so much more than what it would cost. Yeah. Even though... Because
here's the thing for those builders. They have, like, if it's a 0 depth shower and their guys aren't used to doing a 0 depth shower, that might mean that they're having to call someone in specialty. So now that markup goes up, right? The reason why they're able to have good prices for these homes is because it's production. They're doing the amount of volume that they're doing. So the guys know, hey, set the curb on the outside of the shower. If you're going to change anything, you're going to have to change things for the concrete guys when they pour, change things for the plumber when they're doing their thing. So there's a huge trickle down, and that's why that price jumps quite a bit compared to, for us, it's on the remodel side. We're like, we know exactly what to do. We're going to depress the slab. We're going to build it back up, make sure everything's correct, and boom, 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 we're done.
Exactly. Plus, you see the prices of the new builds, and then the model homes. There's always little areas everywhere where you can get like an extension. Extended patio. You can get the extension in the thing. And the model homes has every single extension possible. Be like, oh shit, this house is only 5 the base price is only $565 or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but then you add all those extensions up, fucking
You're
$5
at
to
$750.
$5 to $8 grand. Yeah, you're looking at just extensions. You're at easily over the 700 mark,
Yeah.
and you haven't gotten one single upgrade. So it's like you want to, whether you take a real estate agent or not, which you should, but like do a little like make sure you ask questions because they'll tell you,
Mhm.
oh, that's not in there, or even if you go like I want to get the house, I want it to be exactly like this one. What they'll do, they'll laugh and be like, well, there's a lot of custom things, so we can't make it like that.
Yep.
It's like, and then if you ask them, all right, well, tell me what are the custom things that are on there. They don't fucking know it, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like you got to ask the questions, find out, okay, what does this offer? And you have to remember the model home you like, what did it have?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like how much it cost to get that added onto it.
So if I'm going to almost shameless plug, what we can do together is you've got Mason on the real estate side. You've got myself and Joe and my guys on the construction side. So if you guys have questions and it seems that the community builder is like giving you guys a little bit of troubles, Mason's the kind of guy where he's like, hey, let me bring Thaddeus in. Let's have a conversation real quick and let's see about getting this done.
Yeah, and I'll take him. He'll come with me. I'll take him to the model home or some other home that's being built so we can
He
get
could
an
even
idea.
show me a picture.
Yeah.
And we know
I'll take a video of the what do you call it? The model home, and I'll be like, he hates it. He'll hate it, but I'll take a video and be like, they want the house to look exactly like this.
why would I hate that?
Just a lot of off a video,
Oh,
and there's a lot of questions. Okay, well, what structure are they getting? What add-ons?
yeah.
But I mean, it can be done, and if you have the extra cash, you know, obviously putting 20% down saves you PMI, which is
Mhm.
good. And then honestly, like every 10 grand after that does not save you that much on your, although right now with the interest rates, you know, every little bit helps with the monthly mortgage.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, the difference between putting 20% down and 40% down on your monthly payment is not a lot at all.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So if it's like, if you can take that extra 50 grand and upgrade your home and, you know, pay an extra $150 a month to have a badass home exactly how the model home is or similar to it,
Mm-hmm.
it's worth it.
Yep.
So there's our spiel on that.
Yeah. Cool. Let's wrap it up.
Wrap it.
Where can they find you?
What color bow we're going to put on today?
Red.
Okay.
Polka dots.
All right. Polka dots. You can find me on Instagram at MasonOxendale. Yeah, that's the best way to see what's going on. Interact with me, or you can just call me 623-824-1770, whatever you want.
At SITO_building for the construction side, 602-471-8182. Maybe I'll see if I can post a picture of me and the wife on Saturday.
Okay.
Nothing
you should.
explicit, tasteful.
Yeah, keep your pants on, dude.
Yeah. All right. Until next time, I hope your hammer stays accurate, your Wi-Fi fast, and your work blessed. See everybody.